Greetings, fellow travelers. It's Sunday morning. Had a good sleep. Gained an hour. Not really, because I never adjusted to it, but there was a daylight savings switch last night. And I'm all showered, packed up, got my car packed up, and I'm ready to go. I'm just gonna stop and have breakfast at the restaurant first though. Make sure I've got some food in my stomach for the day. I'm gonna hit up the North Rim, which is mostly just a drive. I think there's 3 stops along the Northern Rim. And then it'll be turning around and heading back home to Chandler, Arizona. Well, I had another great breakfast. Actually, I think this morning's breakfast was even better than yesterday morning's. And yesterday morning's was darn good. So I give the Holiday Inn and Garcia's restaurant at the Holiday Inn in, I think it's pronounced Chelly, Arizona, a hard recommend, definitely. If you're ever up this way and you want to go check out the canyon, definitely stay at the Holiday Inn. Great service, friendly, and good food. So now I'm ready to hit the road. I checked out of my room, car's all packed up, and I'm gonna go soak in some more of these sights and the great temperatures before I head back to Phoenix or Chandler. Same thing, right? Well, so far the Northern Rim experience, or at least the drive, is a lot different than the Southern Rim, which is good. You don't want the same thing like for each trip, especially if you split it up into 2 days. What's the point of doing it if they're both the same? You drive a little bit further away from the canyon and then double back is what it seems like. Entering Canyon de Chelly National Monument. Oh, and everybody out here drives really fast. Like a lot faster than the speed limit, so be careful. Well, welcome to Antelope House Overlook, and a 1/4 mile hike ahead of us. Kind of looking forward to it, although I'm a little sore from yesterday. This should loosen me up though. Probably a good thing. That way I won't tense up while I'm driving. Already some beautiful views along here. And really, after yesterday's hike, what's a 1/4 mile? Psh, no big deal. You know, it's really weird. Even after what I saw yesterday, I was not prepared for what I'm seeing today. And it's so quiet out here. I get to go down here further. So I'll go do that and be able to see even more. The air is so fresh and so clean. I just wanted to point out that even though some of the terrain out here is pretty rugged, it's very accessible. Like you couldn't get out here with a wheelchair, but they have fairly clearly marked paths, and they have built a lot of stairs. Some of them they've actually built, some of them they've carved right out of the rock, so it makes it very easy to get down to where you want to go. Right here, I gotta say, with that view down there and a light wind, you can't hear anything. I don't hear any cars. I don't hear any planes. And even the sound of other people talking further down the trail gets swallowed up by the expanse. The history of this place where these 2 canyons meet is quite incredible. Natives used to hang out up here. Great vantage point. Well, it's time for me to do a little more exploration around here. I'm thinking there might be enough to look at around here to just do this and then head home and save the rest for the next time. But we'll see. See what time it is once I finish here. It's 10:30 already. I don't want to hit the road too late because, as I said, I want to get home early. But I'm gonna head off in that direction. It curves, oh, it curves around that way. Curves around that way. And then take some photos, soak in the sights, and I'll see you back at the car. Turns out I won't see you back at the car. I'll see you right now, because this is a spectacular view. And as I got up here, I could hear Native American flute music playing. It was kind of chilling to combine that with this view and the otherwise silence of everything. Check out this view. I don't know if the camera will do it justice. There we go. It's pretty incredible, I tell you. 360 degrees of wow. And you can get right to the edge here. Some people will be able to do that. I am not one of those people. I am about maybe 4.5 feet away, and that's as close as I care to get. If I were to take one more step, I'd probably throw up. But just give you a sense. Let's see if I can do this. There's my foot, and there's the edge, all the way down into all of that. Pretty sick, eh? Well, that's it for Canyon de Chelly for me. There are two or three more overlooks, but I don't think any of them can top what I've seen here. And I sufficiently tested what I'm made of today by getting close to the edge. It's all about the photo. So I'm gonna get back to the car, get back in the direction towards Phoenix. There were a few things I saw on my way here that I thought I wanted to get photos of. So this will give me an opportunity to get those photos I wanted. It was a great trip. It's gonna be a great trip home too. So I'll see you back in the car. Yay! I'm back in the car! And I'm on my way home. This was a great trip. I loved seeing everything. Definitely something you should go check out if you haven't. And if you have, come check it out again. Spectacular views, great history, and great people. Just be considerate and mindful. You are in the heart of what is basically amounts to a different country. So I'm going to enjoy this twisty, windy road back out to the main road, and then it'll be on to Phoenix. Well, now that I've seen Chandler in the daytime, it's definitely not a thriving metropolis, but it's got some stuff going on. It's a pretty little town. I don't know if I'd want to live here. You know what I will say? This place is probably really pretty in the winter. This is somewhere I'd like to visit in the winter. If you are a fan of horses, let me tell you, when you come out here, you will see some of the most beautiful horses you have ever seen. I am not joking. You'll see them in fields, beside people's houses, and just by the side of the road. And when you drive by them, they just don't care. I've seen quite a number just grazing right at the side of the road. And when I say right at the side of the road, I don't mean like a couple of feet from the side of the road. I mean some horses at the side of the road. See, they didn't care at all. Not a care in the world. Some self-driving Tesla action would be pretty sweet right now, let me tell you. I think that would be a pretty hike up to the top of that. That's something I could go for. Who knows? Maybe someday. There are so many of what could be amazing photographic opportunities out here, but it's not like you can just pull off and take photos. There's nowhere to pull off on the side of these roads. There's no shoulders. I'd love to come out here and spend a week just exploring, taking photos, meeting people. It'd be pretty awesome. Like that. Yeah, that's awesome. Pee break. So long, Navajo Nation. Thanks for showing me a great couple of days. It's been swell. See you again soon. I've been flipping back and forth between the 80s and 90s channel on Sirius XM. I listen to the 90s channel a lot. And you know what the greatest news of the past week has been? Phil Collins coming out of retirement. That is awesome. I am so looking forward to new Phil Collins music, and if he comes anywhere near Phoenix, I'm going to see him. Oh my gosh, did you hear? The David Bowie album in January on his birthday. He's gonna be 69. That's awesome news. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Stopping in Heber, Arizona. And in case you've never been here before, they do have a Dairy Queen. Well, since I'm making such good time and it is so gorgeous out, I figured I'd sit here and eat my food before I get back on the road. Oh, and if I lived out here, I'd totally get one of these. That thing's cool. If you've driven anywhere in Arizona, I'm sure you know about these passing lanes. Every few miles you get a passing lane that's a half a mile to a mile long to pass all the slow people. But invariably, when you hit these passing lanes, somebody will be going 60, and as soon as they hit the passing lane, they floor it to where they're going 80 or more, and it becomes almost impossible to pass them. Saw a dead elk on the side of the road. It's just a little one, half skeletalized. A lot of trees here. Hit the bottom. Now it's time to go back up. I don't know where I am, but I can tell you one thing, they have speed cameras. I'm in Payson. That's where I am. Does it snow in Payson? I'm not sure. But if it does, I'm coming back here. It's not that far away. It's a pretty town. It would look cool covered in snow. Well, it looks like Payson is where I'm going to be picking up all the traffic for the rest of the journey back. But I only have 88 miles to go till home, 74 miles till Mesa, I believe. That shouldn't be too bad. I just saw a sign for Zane Gray Cabin. Is that the Zane Gray? I'll have to look that up. Because if it is, whoa. Oh, and to have a Chili's here. Those are some big mountains! Now, I was really proud of my 600-foot hike up yesterday, and it is quite an accomplishment for me. But at the same time, I would love to be able to climb some of the mountains in Arizona. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them in Phoenix or close to Phoenix. And something like this, I'm sure these mountains are much higher than 600 feet. I'm sure some of these are a couple of thousand or more feet. And I want to be able to do that. Back in Mesa, fueling up. Car needs a tank of gas. I went through a tank and a half of gas. So that's not too bad. Going up and down through the mountains. I realized on the way back that most of the way there was uphill and most of the way back here was downhill. So that explains why I got so much better gas mileage coming home. Since it's still nice and early and I'm not in a hurry, I'm gonna take surface streets home. This one I'm on takes me all the way up, basically to home. Just have to deal with a tiny bit of traffic and a few traffic lights. There's not a lot of traffic out today on a Sunday afternoon. Probably everybody's home watching football. And I didn't feel like going freeway because that takes me out and around and then back over. So it's technically faster, but it's a lot further in distance. And I figure, not in a hurry, take it easy. I'm kind of done with driving. Driving up this way reminds me of how far Vanessa and I have come in the last 10 plus years. I used to live over here in Mesa in a crappy little apartment. It served its purpose. It wasn't a shithole by any stretch of the imagination. But since then, we've bought a house, lived in it for a number of years, short sold it, rented for 3 years, and just recently bought a house again. So we've come a long way together, and we've got a lot further to go. But I couldn't imagine anybody else to do it with. Model T. Oh yeah. I'm so close to home now, I can practically taste it. And oh, it's gonna feel so good. I'm gonna go right out in the backyard with the puppies, flop down into the grass, and let them go to town and lick my face. Willow'll probably flop over and have a snuggle on me. Vanessa's not home right now. She won't be home till later. She has bell practice. I miss her, but understandable. I was gone all weekend. Holy cow, it's good to be home. And boy, did these kids ever miss me. What are you doing? Willow, come here. Come on up, Willow. These kids missed me. I miss them. There's my special kids. Aren't you? Yeah. You're my special kids. Alright, I'm gonna relax for a while. Willow, what do you think? I gotta put the camera down. Willow wants me. Well, feels good to be home. Had some quality snuggles with the puppies. They did some hardcore playing out in the grass. And I think we're all ready to go inside. It's also nice to come back to Phoenix with it having such nice weather right now. Although it's about 20 degrees warmer than where I was, that by no means is hot. It's great out right now. I think I'm gonna come out a little later with the puppies again. We'll just sit out here and take it easy and enjoy the weather. For now, I'm just gonna go inside, unwind from the drive, wait for Vanessa to get home, figure out something to have for dinner, and I think that's it for me. Sorry today didn't end up being as much of an adventure as yesterday. that's just the way things turned out. I was tired from yesterday, and I knew I had a long drive ahead of me. I think maybe next time I go out and do something like that, I'll have to make it like a 3-day thing, or even a week-long thing. But for now, I think that's my last big trip of the year. I have a couple ideas for some day trips, some Saturdays or Sundays. We'll see how that goes. Until now, though, or until then, I will see you Monday. Hope you had a good weekend, and hope you have a good week. See you later.